Hello and welcome to our first Dreamweaver website design project. In this series you'll learn how to build a complete website from start to finish using Dreamweaver CS6. You can use your own images and resources for this project, or if you prefer you can download all of the project files shown in these tutorials. You can also get the complete series manual in printed or ebook format along with the high definition video tutorials from wizibooks.com. In this lesson we'll apply the hover effect to the two images on our index page. So you'll notice that when we move our mouse over the images they change from black and white to colour, and that happens with both the images on the home page. So let's see how we do this. We'll switch over to Dreamweaver, and I've already got my index.html document open, and I'll scroll down to the two images that we're going to work on. Now the first thing I'll do is to select the first image, and now this image is ready to work on. I'm going to need to open another panel, and the panel I'm looking for is the Behaviors panel. So if I come up to the Windows menu, in there we'll find the Behaviors option. So if I click on that one, you'll see a new panel's opened on the right hand side here. Now we've got no behaviors set at the moment, but up here we've got a little plus sign, and this is the Add Behaviors button. And if I click on that one, a list of options will appear. And what we want is to use the Swap Image behavior. And I'll click on that one. When I do that, the Swap Image dialog box will open. Now before we select the file that we want to use, just make sure we've got a tick in each of these boxes. We've got the preload images, and what that does is enables the browser to load the images before we actually view them, and that will prevent any lag when we hover our mouse over the images. And then the restore image on mouse out means that the image will revert back to the black and white image when we move our mouse out of the image area. So we need to select the source image that we want to replace the black and white one with. So we'll click Browse, and again the image we're after is in our Images folder, so we'll open that one up, and when we scroll down, the original image that we put in for this first image was Trees 1 black and white. Well, this time we're just going to choose the Trees 1 image, and you'll see that's a colour version of the image that we've already got on our page. Dimensions are exactly the same as the black and white versions. I'll say OK to that, and then I'll say OK again. And you'll see that the swap image behavior has been added to the behaviors panel up here. We'll do exactly the same thing for the second image. So we'll select that image, add a behavior, come down to swap image, and we'll browse for the image, and this time it's the Trees 2 that we're after, and that's the color version of the image on the right hand side of the page. We'll say OK to that, and OK again, and once again you'll see the behaviors for that image have been added up here. So let's save this file, and what we'll do is we'll preview it in a browser, and when we scroll down, hopefully when we hover our mouse over, you'll see these images change to color. Now this effect is achieved with some JavaScript, so let's just take a quick look back at Dreamweaver, and we'll change over to Code View, and we can see here these are the images that we placed in here earlier, and we've got now some additional coding that's been added by Dreamweaver. So we've got the on mouse over attribute and the properties set by Dreamweaver itself. And you'll also notice that if we scroll up the page, quite a hefty chunk of JavaScript's been added as well. And Dreamweaver has inserted this code for us, so we didn't have to do any coding ourselves. One other thing that happened here, if I scroll down and we look at the body area, so this is our body tag, we've also got the preload feature here. So this is where the code was placed by Dreamweaver to preload those images when the browser opens. So you can see Dreamweaver is pretty useful at adding the code for us for certain things. We can't rely on it too heavily, but for the hover effect that we're using here, Dreamweaver does a pretty good job. If you found this series of videos helpful and you want to receive updates on video tutorials as they're released, why not subscribe to my channel? And don't forget to like and share it with your friends.